it's Hero from NerdFeed. I'm here with Michaela Laws. She's the voice actor for Aisei Kadim from Ladies vs. Butlers and Yandere-chan from Yandere Simulator. She's also a writer and director and created the Otome game Seduce Me amongst quite a few other dating sims. And Seduce Me too,
yes,
which we found out today. So you dabble in a little bit of everything. How did it all start?
And it goes all the way back to my dad, just wanting to tell me stories. Him never being able to have the time to do so, but always taking the time to make sure that I was the creative one. That I always took the time to tell stories to even my friends, to my sister. And it basically developed to wanting to do something more with that. So one day I'm just like, you know what, let's make a video game, because why not? So I joined a bunch of game jams just to get my hands wet, and all of a sudden I just like, you know what, I want to do something that really delves into just storytelling. So I found visual novels, and lo and behold, I started doing visual novels.
Alright, when did you know that you wanted to be a voice actor amongst all the other stuff?
It goes all the way back to when I was a kid going to Gen Con, seeing all these voice acting panels, and eventually being part of one. To where I saw my voice coming out of a character and going, that's what I want to do with my life. So I literally threw away all of my singing experience and just went into voice acting.
So that's what you see yourself doing more, is voice acting?
Yeah.
Out of the characters that you've given a voice to so far, which would you say is your favorite?
I would have to say Yandere-chan. Yes. I don't know, a lot of people are really happy about that because Yandere-chan is just such a multi-dimensional character where a lot of people think she's blank, she's robotic, or she's even just boring at cases, but in reality there's so much going on in her head. It's like, what do I do to get senpai? What can I do this? What if I do this? What if I would be her friend? There's so many levels of Yandere-chan that we haven't even explored it because the game is not done.
The game isn't done, yeah. Could you give us a demo?
Of
Yandere-chan?
I can't feel anything. It's not as bad as it may sound. I know that I am broken, but I don't care. I've always lived that life. I can't remember the rest of the words on that monologue. I used to have it down packed, but now I'm just like, eh.
Is there going to be any part, like, when she snaps that she just goes, like, that shit crazy and you have to do screaming stuff?
Well, it is pretty obvious that there is going to be a moment where she just completely loses her shit and just kills everyone.
Yeah.
But I can't really divulge the information of that one because that's far into the game.
And it hasn't been released yet.
Yeah.
That's actually another one of the questions that I had. Do you have any idea when it's going to be released?
Honestly, it all depends on when Osana gets finished and when the Kickstarter completes. Because once the demo is done, then that is legitimately the start of Yandere Simulator. That's when we can go to the Kickstarter, petition for funds, and see how much we can build just from a financial aspect. If we get enough to where it's a full-blown game, then we're expecting like a couple of years of development. If we're something really cheap, then it might take a year, if not two.
Yeah, so the longer it takes, the better it'll be.
Essentially, that's the case.
Out of all the dating sims that you've created, which one are you the most proud of right now and why?
It's a tie between Seduce Me, which a lot of people enjoy, a lot of people get experience from it. There have been couples who come up to me saying, thank you, I understand my boyfriend now, or thank you, I understand my girlfriend now. Or it's another another dating sim that I made called Blind Love. Which is a lot more serious, a lot more of the real of just how do I deal with this relationship based on the circumstance that I'm in. So it's a tie-up between Blind Love and the Seduce Me saga. So,
What got you started on dating sims?
Honestly, I've always been a big fan of romance. I'm single, I'm like, romance is cool.
Gentlemen.
Oh no.
Or ladies, if that's what you're into.
Gentlemen. But I've always had that idea of just, romance could be not just finding your true love and just live like happily ever after. It could be going through mountains to try to get them, or it could be slushing through the darkest of depths just to try to save them from something. There's so many reasons that you can have a romance.
I feel the yandere like sneaking in right there.
Yeah, I mean, like, yandere characters are very fun with romance, but I don't like to just go yandere. I like to, like, they're like best friends. It's like, I've known you for a while, I can connect with you, what can we do to pull that further? Or even the sunrise where it's like, I don't fucking like you, what are you talking about? And then all of a sudden, I like you. Why? Why do I like you?
Why is this happening?
Yeah, so it's all of those levels that make romance so interesting that dating simulators basically took my attention. Because you can do so much with it in any aspect.
Do you foresee yourself delving further into game development in the future?
I do. I feel like I'm pretty much gonna stay with a niche market. A lot of my friends are like, well, are you gonna go into AA games, or are you gonna go into professional work with like other companies? But I'm like, I'm probably gonna stay indie because it gives me the freedom to
Do whatever.
I want to do whatever, and also explore the different avenues that a lot of companies don't think of. Because you have AAs that are looking at eye candy, marketability, and all that stuff. When indie games, the beauty of it is I can literally make a story out of nothing, and just figure out how I can tie that to not only the human emotion, but the human soul, the human mind, and just connect it to where people will be enthralled by it. And that's what I like about it.
That actually kind of answers the next question I had for you, which is what sort of games do you see yourself making?
Yeah, essentially those where it's just, I don't mind if people love it or hate it, I don't care. If you had some form of experience with it, then I've done my job right. I've told you a story.
And you've connected with your audience.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to all the future talent that's getting started out there in voice acting, game development, writing?
Research early. I started game development when I was in college, and that was not the best time to do so. But if you feel like an inkling of wanting to do game development, voice acting, or even whatever you want to do, like writing, artist, being a doctor, digging a ditch, whatever, whatever you plan on doing, then dive into it. Don't take any hesitation. Just dive into it, and you may get some bumps and bruises. You may say, this is the worst idea in the world. But at the very end of it, if you feel like you've done something, or if you feel like even remotely satisfied that you've just done it, then that makes it worth the experience.
This does not include murder.
Yeah, no. Please don't do that. Do things illegally. No! Do things
Stay
illegally.
within the law.
Stay within the law, do things legally, don't kill people.
Yes, great advice. There you go.
Take that advice of anything else.
Yes, please do. Well, thanks so much, Michaela, for spending these few minutes with us.
Yeah.
You can follow Michaela on her page, Michaela Laws, or through her Facebook page and YouTube channel. Those are provided in the description below. If you want to find more from NerdFeed, follow our social media outlets or find us on nerdfeed.net for more nerdy news.